This is big breaking news. Evacuations have been ordered in multiple different states. We are also seeing flights being grounded as well, and a train derailment has happened. So let's get into all the details here. You guys can see we have urgent evacuations being issued for South Dakota right now, and also for Colorado. Okay, so Westcliff, Colorado, and Rapid City, South Dakota right now are under evacuation orders. You can see evacuation orders for fire burning near Westcliff. Evacuations have been issued for a fire in Custer County. The fire is burning off of CR 182 on Verdemont Road, northwest of Westcliff. The Custer County Sheriff's Office said homes within 2 miles of the fire are under evacuation order. As of 4:58 p.m., deputies said the area remains evacuated. Deputies said they have been going door to door in the area to check for occupancy. They said many of the homes in the area are vacation homes. Yeah, a lot of these homes are empty, but some of them aren't, and it's hard to tell exactly which ones are which, so they're going door to door to make sure the area is cleared out. Okay, deputies said the Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control has 4 multi-mission aircraft assisting and battling the fire. As of the time of writing this, deputies said the fire is estimated at 58 acres, but more accurate estimates will be known after the MMA flight over the fire. They said no structures have been lost, and they're saying that the Saddle Club is available for evacuated livestock, and deputies say Lang Hall is available as a shelter location for evacuated families. So that's going in Custer County right now, all right? And they were under a red flag warning throughout Colorado. We have multiple fires. We have fires in Montana. We have fires in South Dakota, fires in Colorado. We have a train derailment in Texas. And we have the Denver airport as well had a massive power outage earlier today for half the day, and flights were grounded because they no longer could go in and out of Denver airport, and the tram and the trains to transport people back and forth to different sections of the airport. The airport's huge. It's massive. The trains were shut down as well, so lots of chaos in the Denver airport caused flights to be grounded there, on top of this red flag warning that is issued as well that allowed these fires to spread very rapidly. You can see this fire here in Westcliff. This is right on the edge of the Sangre de Cristo mountain range, all right? And you can see big flames forming, okay? And this fire spread very rapidly. You can see this is what it looked like, and then 10 minutes later it looked like this. So these winds are really pushing the flames and making these fires spread very quickly and rapidly. All right, you can see here, this is a fire that is in Cardwell Pass and Doherty Mountain in Montana. All right, this is another fire today that just broke out, and they're spreading quick right now with these winds and dry conditions. The snowpack has been extremely low out west. And how are all these fires popping up though? Okay, that's what I want to know. That's what I don't understand. Here's another fire, all right? It says here that there's a fire burning off Highway 115 south of Colorado Springs. The blaze has prompted highway closures. All right, check this fire out. This is another one not that far from Westcliff. This is maybe an hour away from Westcliff, Colorado. And somehow another fire popped up. 1,600 acres already spreading rapidly. And it's due to this wind. These winds get in these like canyons, and they really just blow down the canyon and just light everything on fire once they're going. But where exactly are they coming from? Right? That's what I want to know. It's not like there was lightning or anything. There was no storms or anything like that. Just pure wind. And then we have lots of fires breaking out. You guys can see here, just so you can see on the mapping here. All right, here is the fire. They're calling it the Buttermilk Fire. That is northwest of Westcliff, Colorado. Small little town there, rancher town. And you can see here it's on the edge of the mountains over here. There's not a ton of people that live here, but there are some homes in these areas. All right, and then there's another fire right over here. Okay, there's actually multiple fires. Okay, so This is the 24 fire. Another one on State Highway 115 has broken out. Okay, and look, this is really not far at all. It's about an hour away, not even maybe. And here's another fire over here, the 19 fire. That's 1,600 acres. So what's going on? How are multiple fires just popping up like this suddenly while there's red flag warnings? All right, people should know, and people that live in Colorado know not to start fires when conditions are like this. There's even another one here north of Fort Collins here, the Sterry fire. They're saying it's only around 2 acres, but still these things can spread very quickly with the winds, and you can see the red flag warnings issued for this area. The Morrill fire is now 67% contained. That is in western Nebraska. That spread to over 500,000 acres overnight. Within 24 hours, it went from 0 to 500,000 acres. So you really have to be careful with these fires. You never know when they could break out. Okay, here's another one in Wyoming, north of Colorado. The Quayle fire, right? These are like really recent ones, these purple ones. Here's another one, Garden Circle fire in Casper, Wyoming. Here's this South Dakota one, the outside of Rapid City. We have 2 fires. So we have the Quarry fire. That's over 9,000 acres over here south of Custer, South Dakota. And now we have the Coyote Flats fire. That's around 200 acres. That's south of Rapid City, South Dakota. That's causing evacuations to happen right now as well too. You guys can see here the evacuations. It says evacuations ordered as crews battle coyote fire near Rockerville. Evacuations are underway as crews work to put out a fire near Pebble Lane and Neck Yoke. According to WatchSee, the fire is currently estimated to be around 200 acres. Pennington County Emergency Management said those in the area should evacuate immediately. You can find an interactive map below showing the affected areas. They're having Go Now evacuation orders in place. Anyone in the Go Now shaded area must leave immediately. Do not delay. Travel away from smoke and fire and follow directions from emergency personnel. The fire is very active and all available resources are currently engaged. Firefighters and emergency vehicles are working throughout the area. Please use caution if you are evacuating. Avoid the area. This allows crews to operate safely and effectively. All right. So that is being issued by the Rapid City Pennington County Emergency Management. They're issuing evacuations here. Saying Pennington County Public Safety says livestock can be sheltered at the Central States Fairground. At this time, law enforcement escorts to retrieve livestock have been suspended amid firefighting efforts. So multiple fires all just breaking out on the same day. It's just kind of crazy when this happens. What's going on? Why does this happen? You can see here some of the smoke from the fire in South Dakota, south of Rapid City. And there's also been a train derailment as well. Lots of just crazy things happening. So you can see here, right? There's a good map of it. So this is right southwest of Houston and Rosenberg, Texas. And this is actually right near the river. It says here a 23-car train derailment in Richmond has moved into recovery with no injuries reported. The National Transportation Safety Board will investigate. So most crossings reopen as cleanup begins. So apparently it was just holding ethanol, I believe, which, it's not great, but it's not like extremely toxic or anything like that. It is flammable, so that's definitely an issue. It says the derailment happened along Highway 90 near Oak Bend Hospital at the Richmond-Rosenberg city limits, prompting a large multi-agency emergency response. Officials say the train consisted of 147 total rail cars, and they're saying they're sending a team of investigators to investigate. It's saying, according to officials, the situation is contained and does not pose a threat. Fort Bend County officials said crews found 5 cars leaking ethanol 2 of the leaks were contained and crews were working on the other leaking cars. Ethanol is flammable, but crew safe precautions are in place to manage the risk. Another car was leaking corn syrup. All right, you guys can see here the cars actually piled up. You can see this, lots of rail cars. So it seemed like one derailed, and then 24 other ones kind of slammed into it and piled up like this. That's why they kind of stack up like this side by side, is just all the momentum. They kind of just slinky up and stack up when one of them goes off the rails and stops. So thankfully this could have been a lot worse, if they were carrying something more toxic, but ethanol isn't too bad. It is derived from corn, so it's still gasoline, it's still extremely flammable, but it definitely could have been a lot worse, and thankfully it's not even leaking that bad. All right, so lots of news going on, lots of big things happening. All right, make sure you're prepared, make sure you're stocked up, make sure you're ready. Something to think about too is that this is gasoline. It's going to be delivered to go into people's gas tanks. So that's 25 more rail cars of gas that aren't being delivered right now, kind of when we're having a energy crunch and a gas crunch and prices are up. So something to think about there is that every little thing kind of adds up right now. All right, so make sure your tanks are filled up, make sure you're stocked up, make sure you're ready to go just in case anything happens. All right, and make sure you have a plan in case you do need to evacuate in one of these situations, all right, where a fire could hit. It happens quickly. It can happen anywhere. It can happen in your town. It can happen anywhere, all right? And a lot of them can pop up quickly and overwhelm the local authorities too. That's always a concern, is having these fires just pop up all at once and not being able to respond to them. Look at this in Utah, eastern Utah. We're seeing 3 different fires pop up. The Revola Dugway fire, the East Ute Plaza fire, and the 4618 South 500 East fire. Multiple fires just popping up all over the place out west right now. And it's very concerning because, look at this in Los Angeles. There's just like a ton of them popping up. It's concerning. Some of these could be, something else in the city here. It tracks heat signatures and fires. But it's concerning because this winter, this summer is going to be very dry. Because this winter, the snowpack was low. All the rivers and streams are going to have low flow. Some of these creeks and streams even dry up when there's really bad snowpack. And that causes, trees to die sometimes, especially with these pine beetle outbreaks, and then low water. That's when you see mass die-offs of these pines and these spruce trees, and they become massive fire hazards once they die off. They're just kind of sitting there, they fall over, and it's just like a big tinderbox. There's just wood, flammable, dried out wood all over the place in these forests. Okay, so it's definitely concerning, and we're just seeing all these fires pop up too for some reason. Somehow they're popping up. Let me know what you guys think down below. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying prepared, staying ready. Hope you have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.